everybody, and welcome to episode 91 of On the Road with AutoTrader, where we make car stuff simple for Canadians. My name is Jodi and I'm the editor-in-chief of AutoTrader.
And I'm Sébastien Bell, the associate editor at AutoTrader, and I'm back!
Back again!
Second episode in a row. Let's go.
I mean, this one is a fan favorite episode.
It's one of my favorite episodes
Every time we do a Road Rage Rants episode, people get so fired up. And I think this is the third one we've done. We haven't done one since April of 2024. So we've had a lot of time pass to let the rage consume us.
To let it simmer.
Yes, and now it's boiling over. Now we just get to spend a whole episode just popping off on all the stuff that annoys us when we're out on the roads.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's a lot of bad behavior on the road. There are a lot of drivers who probably maybe should redo their licensing test,
They should just get their licenses taken away, right?
Or they should do yoga or some meditation and
go to therapy,
Go to therapy. Totally.
It's so helpful. So an interesting statistic came out from Sirius XM. They did a Canadian commuter study.
Okay.
And they said that a third of the commuters that they surveyed, 35% say their commute has gotten worse in the past year, and 41% are describing it as stressful. And honestly,
I'm shocked that it's that low.
I know. I was not surprised that this many people are stressed and don't enjoy their commutes, but I honestly thought it would be higher just based on what I've seen out there,
absolutely.
right?
And I'm surprised that it's only 35% say that their commute has gotten worse because like over the past year, we've seen a lot more like people are going back to offices even more and like, you know, there's more, I feel like I can feel the gridlock happening more.
I just feel every time, and I used to love driving, right?
Yeah.
And now every time I have to go anywhere, I'm like consumed by stress and anxiety because I'm just bracing myself for all the stupidity that I'm going to see out there. And like, not just stupidity, but like downright dangerous stuff.
I think that is the part of this that's like really important to know is that like a lot of these stories are funny and they're funny because like we survived, but like it is a dangerous thing to do. You are on the road and making decisions with life and death consequences and like just losing your top and just getting so mad and like behaving like weaving through traffic or doing something dangerous on the road is like has really big consequences.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, and it's not just putting other people in danger, it's putting yourself in danger too. And I just don't think the reward for that kind of behavior is ever worth it.
No.
Right? And so, yeah, we've had about over a year to let these incidents pile up. And boy, have I got a lot of complaints to make.
Fun use of the word pile up too. I see what you did there. Okay, do you want to start us off with
I mean, okay, and I have not experienced a lot of full-on road rage because I made a conscious decision to be more chill while I'm driving.
That's great.
You know,
Zen. Love
my
it.
dad told me, he's like, Jodi, you have to stop flipping people off when you drive because someone's going to recognize you and they know where you work. So I'm like, okay, you know what? That's legit. For my own sanity, I'm just going to be a bit more chill when I drive. I'm going to let things like roll over me, you know.
You're going to be a river flowing with the rocks.
Exactly. Don't let all this negativity get to me, right?
That's so funny. But
sometimes I cannot help myself though. So sorry, Dad. So I was backing out of a driveway on a residential street, about 30 kilometer speed limit, you know, one lane each way.
A deeply normal thing to be doing.
Right?
Yeah.
I look both ways as one does. I see a block away. There's a Ram truck parked at a stop sign.
First red light, but
I'm like, oh, okay, that's plenty of room for me to make this maneuver because I never want to be in someone's way, right?
Yeah, no,
like I'm always hyper vigilant about not being in other people's way when I'm behind the wheel.
Some people might almost call that conscientiousness.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Conscientious and safe driving.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I got plenty of time, no problem. So I back out and I hear this Ram booking it. Like literally foot to the floor, like he's got to be flying from this stop sign, and he lays on the horn, like just nonstop, like just lays on the horn, and I'm like, buddy, this is a residential road.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You had more than enough time to let me complete this maneuver.
Also, like, great that you're driving ahead, but like, why are you using that information of down the street to be like, pin it in a 30, like,
right?
Let's go.
So red flags all over.
Yeah.
So I'm of course like, this guy is popping off for no reason. So I flip him off, right?
Deeply, first of all, I'm on your side. absolutely
And I know I
deserved it.
shouldn't do it. I know I shouldn't do it.
No, this is hilarious because I've been, my girlfriend has been learning how to drive. We've been driving together. And like recently she was like, she got cut off or something. And she was like, can I give him the finger? And I was like, this is your time.
Yeah.
And we were like together, we were like, this is the time that you give them the finger.
Right?
It's an important thing to learn.
Because he was being so stupid for no reason, right? Like, if he was closer, maybe I shouldn't have made that move. But he was at a stop sign. He was stopped at a stop sign.
Totally.
And we were in a 30 zone.
Yeah, no, that's bonkers.
Okay, fine. We go our separate ways. So I'm driving along. Later on, I see this truck again coming towards me. Now we're driving, we're incoming to each other.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh no. So what he does is he takes his truck, blocks the road so that I cannot get past. And immediately, I'm like very threatened by this.
Some might call that an objectively threatening maneuver.
And luckily, I was with Chris. And so Chris gets, he is like, he's such a gentleman in the fact that like he will go to bat for me every single time.
Although I will say that recently you told me a story about him catching a fly in his hands and then letting it outside.
Literally.
Because he literally would not hurt a fly.
He literally would not hurt a fly.
Yeah.
He was like the most gentle, kind soul.
Yeah.
And so for him to be so, like he got out of the car, slammed the door right away and just started yelling at this guy because I was in danger, right? So, and I'm like, it takes a lot for him to get to that point.
Totally.
And I didn't get out of the car because I was scared.
Yeah, fair.
And this guy in the truck, we were just yelling at him. Like, what are you doing? Like, you were speeding. Like, you had no reason to do that. And he was like, your woman disrespected me because I gave him the finger for him being rude. Apparently, it wasn't that made him mad. It made him mad because I was a woman who had an opinion on something. And this guy obviously would not get out of the truck to speak with Chris. Because obviously he was a scared little guy.
Totally. And Chris is pretty tall. He's
he's a big guy.
Yeah,
so
he's intimidating.
He can be kind of intimidating.
Yeah. But also the phrase, your woman, is really...
I know. There's a lot to unpack here.
Gotta take a second to recover from that
There is a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
And this guy kept talking, and I kept saying to him, like, I'm surprised you feel so confident acting so stupid in public.
Yeah, truly.
And he could only come back to, well, you disrespected me. You disrespected me. I'm like, what kind of, do you have zero emotional regulation where like, you think it's okay to physically threaten me because you didn't like how I responded to your negligence?
Absolutely. Totally bonkers. Like a misunderstanding of like reasonable response. Like blocking somebody in the road is like, I don't know a situation in which that ends well. Like what?
But there was no reason for this.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Especially because I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely
I flipped him off. Probably shouldn't have done that. However, he was the aggressor in this situation.
Yeah, totally.
Every point of the way.
Absolutely. No. That's like totally bonkers. And again, really gets back to the point of like, you are in control of a heavy machinery. You shouldn't operate it when you take too much whatever drowsy Advil. You shouldn't operate it if you can't emotionally regulate it.
Right?
Like,
and part of me was thinking like, okay, I was driving my Golf. He's in a big old Ram, right? Yeah. Like part of me was wondering if I was a dude and I was also driving a truck, would he have acted like this towards me? Something tells me no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely not. And what was he hoping? Why was he accelerating towards you? Like what like light was he trying to read? Like
there was no light.
And like so
there was no traffic. There was no light. He just felt like he was the sheriff.
Yeah.
And he didn't like that I needed to back out of a driveway.
Which truly pretty inconsiderate of you to have to back out of a driveway.
Do a totally normal thing in a normal scenario.
In a normal situation. Okay, well, speaking of receiving the finger when you don't deserve it, or actually receiving the finger, one of the things that has really been upsetting me lately is my route home takes me down the Allen sometimes, the Allen Expressway. It is incorrectly named, but that's fine. When you come up to the end of the Allen, there are two lanes. One of them turns right, one of them turns left. And at about, say, I don't know, 500 feet before the intersection, it turns into a solid white line, suggesting that you shouldn't, go into the left turn lane once you're there because like the right turn lane goes faster.
It moves more freely, yeah.
So many times I have seen people jumping over, waiting until the last second, diving in front of you, which like sucks, but you're not going that fast. So you're like, That's stupid. That sucks. You're slowing it down for everybody, but whatever. I'll take a chill pill. I'll be the river. I'll flow with the rocks. That's fine. But the other day, I got up to the light. Somebody was trying to do that, trying to dive in front of me, but they didn't make the maneuver in time, so they were in the left turn. They were in the right turn lane. When the light turned green, they turned left in front of me from the right-hand turn lane. And I was like, come on. So I gave him a little honk. I beeped him, in the immortal words of Jodi Lai.
Honked him.
I honked him. Oh, sorry, was that what it said? Because I thought, that's bad behavior, and I would like to let you know that I didn't care for that. And immediately, he lowered his window, and he stuck his hand out the window and gave me the finger. And I was like, buddy, like, why are you mad at me? You got everything you wanted.
People just don't like being called out on their stupidity. Even though they know I'm doing something that is dumb and people won't like it.
Totally.
But I don't want to deal with the consequences of it.
I don't want to deal with the consequences. And like one of my favorite things is when people go racing past you and then you meet at the next light again and you're just like, so what was that for?
I always make a point to make eye contact with them and just to let them know how stupid they are.
Exactly. And we were both immediately stuck in the same light. Anyway, I was just, that sucks. Why are we doing this to each other?
I mean, that's one of the things that drives me the most crazy is the entitlement that people feel. But also breaking the rules of the road to get ahead by an incremental amount seems crazy to me, right?
Totally.
Like when people use the merge lane as a passing lane, oh my God, my blood boils.
Well, it disrupts the whole road, like because you're diving out and you're diving in front of somebody.
To get 4 car lengths ahead, are you kidding me? Like why?
Yeah, why? And also like every time you turn in front of me, I have to slow down to let you in. That backs up traffic behind me. That makes it worse for everybody that moves in a wave behind you. So like you're making it worse for literally everybody. You're not just inconveniencing me. You're inconveniencing everybody else on the road. And it breaks the whole
system, right? A couple months ago, Dan and I were driving to the podcast studio and we had seen a big truck. We saw him cut out from behind the line, go all the way to the front of the merge lane and try to cut in. And we were already there. Yeah. And so we didn't have room to let him in. Yeah. And this guy was honking, he was swearing, and like this was with like look at Dan. Like I don't want to get into a fight with Dan. This guy felt so confident that they started having a screaming match. So I was just in the passenger seat being like, oh my God. And these guys are just screaming at each other from across the car.
That reminds me, I was the youngest sibling and I had to sit between my older siblings who would fight over me. And I really remember that feeling of trying to squeeze and be as small as you possibly can be.
But I also just don't understand the selfishness, right? Oh, yeah. And like, I know everybody's in a rush. Everyone's got somewhere to go.
Totally.
But like, why are you going to be so aggressive when you could have just waited in line like a regular person and instead you decided to disrupt the whole flow of traffic, threaten another driver, and he was playing chicken with us too. He was literally playing chicken with us.
And the other thing is like, okay, you made a bad decision on the road.
Deal with the consequences.
Whatever, we all make bad decisions on the road sometimes. But like then to be mad at somebody else for not bailing you out is really that like...
For enabling your bad behavior?
For not enabling your bad behavior really sucks. And like, obviously, like, let's not draw too much, but like that is a behavior that I see in other parts of life too, where people are like, they get mad at you for like not enabling them, not bailing them out when they've made it, like, and you made a bad decision. Why are you mad at me?
I know, and it's crazy because I don't know why people feel so empowered when they're like in their car. I guess it's like a level of anonymity or whatever. But like some guy tried to bud me in line at a checkout one day, and I was like, I'm sorry, I was here first, and I'm at the age now where like I do not care.
Get out of here.
You cross me, I'm gonna say something, right? Like. I do not care about being silent anymore, right?
That's great. Good for you.
So I'm just at that age now. I have zero Fs left to give.
That's awesome.
And so he was like, "Oh, I'm with him." I'm like, "I don't care."
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Or unless you're paying together, then get to the back of the line.
Yeah. What? Yeah, that's nothing.
Right? And even in that case, it's like so clear that he was wrong, but he was still trying to build a case for why it was okay for him to bud me. It's not okay in the line at the supermarket. It's not okay on the highway.
No.
It's never okay to bud somebody.
No, absolutely not. Especially not when you're getting out of the lanes of traffic to come back in front of people. Like that's bananas. Get out of town.
And so there was another instance where I saw this was going onto the highway 400 from the 401, which is a terrible design because you have to squeeze into this one lane to get onto the 400.
Oh, yeah.
And meanwhile, there's other people trying to merge into the 401. So it's just a bad combination.
I know exactly
right?
what you're talking about. That is always so stressful.
I get so stressed out anytime I need to go on the 400 because
totally.
I inevitably will see very foolish behavior. One of those things is people merging onto the 400 lane, which is a merge lane for someone else, crossing 2 double white lines.
Oh my God.
And then when there is too much traffic on the merge lane, they will go on the shoulder. And blast up the shoulder to bud everybody.
Totally bad behavior.
And then...
Dangerous, too.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, because you're kicking up all kinds of stones and stuff. And who knows if you're going to get a flat on there.
And so I saw this happening. There was some truck blasting through the shoulder lane. So I was like, all right, you effed around and found out. So I moved my car to be slightly over the lane so that he could not get by.
Yeah, fair.
And...
Jodi made you find out.
I was like, I swear, if you're going to honk me right now, I swear to God, you are going to regret it. And luckily, he actually knew what he did wrong, and he knew that he had been caught.
Okay.
So he did not honk me.
All right.
And then he waited, and no one else let him in because everyone saw what I was doing, and everyone got behind me and did not let him in.
It's like that scene in Spider-Man where they're all lifting Spider-Man. You're Spider-Man.
I'm doing this for the good of humanity, right?
I have heard stories about North Americans going to like Europe, going to Germany, and being like, well, if you wait until the end of the zipper, like of the merge, they won't let you in. It's the weirdest thing. They're so aggressive. They won't do it. And they're just like... I'm like, yeah, of course. They shouldn't let you in. That's enabling bad behavior.
I mean, like, just respect the zipper merge. I don't know how it's so hard for people to understand.
And that is one of the things that really upsets me on the road is if I'm next to the merge lane and I am a person who likes to leave a bit of a gap in front of me because I drive a manual, so it makes it easier for me to drive slowly and it makes me easier. Like, I don't have to shift as much and like, also, it's smoother for traffic. I think that everybody benefits. But also, if I'm next to a merge lane, I will deliberately leave a gap in front of me so that somebody can go in there.
Yeah.
And the number of times that I have left a space and nobody takes it until the very last second is so infuriating. You had all of these opportunities. I was letting you in. You saw what was happening. Like, you saw the signs.
No, because they want to be first.
Because they want to be first. Yeah. It is, it's so awful. I do now yell about people. People don't look up when they're driving. People are always right in front of them. And that is 100% my dad's voice just coming out of me. And like, Dad, you were right.
So I feel like sometimes I'm becoming my mom because I remember my mom very distinctly being like, oh, I hate driving downtown. I hate driving downtown. And recently, I stopped driving downtown for a long time because it is so frustrating. I did it a lot during COVID and pandemic because it was dead. It was so easy to get anywhere. So I did it all the time.
Yeah.
These days, I try to avoid it as much as I can. But
it's just gridlock.
But I found myself having to drive downtown. And I knew I was getting old and turning into my mom when I started calling it downtown and that I didn't want to drive downtown. And, you know, I had to go to an area where there's a lot of one-way streets, which happens a lot when you're in downtown Toronto.
Truly.
And literally 5 minutes apart from each other, I go down a one-way street. There's somebody driving the opposite direction on a one-way street.
Deeply alarming.
And I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I'm not moving because I'm here legally.
I am here.
And you are breaking all the rules.
In the right.
So however you decide to fix this situation, you better do it quick.
It's on you.
Yeah. So they went into a bike lane and let me pass. So that's great.
Great.
And then literally 5 minutes after that, I was going down another one-way road. And there was street parking on one side and only enough room for one car to drive by. But in the middle of the road, there was a Tesla Uber driver,
of course,
just parked there just parked in the middle of the road, blocking everybody.
It's so frustrating.
And that was really annoying for a couple of reasons. Number one was that just like a couple meters ahead, there were open parking spots there.
So they only had to go like 40 feet.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But instead of moving forward to those open parking spaces, this Tesla Uber driver drives onto the sidewalk
Oh, whoa.
Forcing pedestrians to be like, whoa, and get out of the way.
Whoa.
I'm like, that wasn't the solution I was hoping for.
What is this, New York in the 70s? Why are you just going up onto the curb?
I just don't understand the logic behind this.
So bonkers. It's also I don't drive downtown, but I do cycle downtown. I love it, but yeah, that happens a ton. We're just an Uber driver or whatever. I think it's more shocking when it's an Uber driver because you're like not as sure that bad behavior is going to happen. Like when I see a taxi and I see the livery, I'm like, all right, they're doing something. I recognize
they're
what's going to
do
happen.
Something bad. Yeah.
Yeah. When it's an Uber, you're like, oh, okay, wow, just a random bad behavior. But yeah, people always just like stepping into the bike lane. People parking in the bike lane.
Yeah, and I get that like Uber drivers and like delivery people in general,
Totally.
you know, like time is money, and you're trying to make things as efficient as possible.
Totally.
But with complete disregard to everybody else on the road.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that just really kills me.
It's frustrating.
And another thing that really gets me, especially lately, because I've been driving a lot of EVs, is when people with non-EVs are parked in EV charging spots without charging.
Okay.
So I've had to confront a couple people about this before.
Yeah.
And typically, whenever I'm like, oh, excuse me, like, I don't think you should be parking here if you're not charging. It's a little bit rude, you know. Most people try to justify it being like, I'm only going to be gone for 5 minutes. I'm only going to be gone for 5 minutes. I'll be right back. And I'm like, not a great excuse, but whatever. You know, I'm not going to stick my neck out any further than that. Okay?
That makes sense. Yeah, no, and I like, yeah, of course, that's the excuse. And all right.
And so that's bad enough as it is. However, I was charging an EV and this person pulls up in a Hyundai Santa Fe or whatever. Clearly didn't plug in. It wasn't even an EV, not a plug-in hybrid, nothing.
Yeah.
I saw this person leave with a yoga mat, which tells me that she's going to be going to a fitness class, which will take 45 minutes to an hour.
At least, yeah.
So she couldn't have used the excuse, like, oh, I'm only going to be gone for 5 minutes.
Don't worry, I'm only going to be gone 45 minutes to an hour. Don't worry, I'll be right back.
But then what made that even crazier to me was that she was going for a fitness class. So why didn't you just park further away?
Get your steps in.
Get your steps in, ma'am. Instead, you're going to block an EV charging spot. Why?
Yeah, because entitlement, I guess. Yeah, I do think that a lot of these things come down to entitlement.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad behavior in parking, I live in an apartment that's on a main street, and the other day we just heard honking. And I was like working, and I was just like, somebody was really laying on the horn, and you're like, that's weird, but whatever. And then they like started again. And it was like a good 45 seconds of just like, bah, 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 bah. And you're like, what the heck is happening? Like, let's go. So we looked at the window and we saw that it was just some dude honking for somebody in a store. And like a lot of the other store owners and like whatever were coming out being like, do you need us? Like, are you okay? And he's like, no, go away. Like he literally waved them off. And they're like,
yikes.
Okay, that sucks. The worst part of the story is that the person who came out of the store whom he was honking at was a little old lady who was walking with a cane.
Oh, no.
And you're just like, sir, like, why are you honking at this person? Clearly, there's other, like, you know, she's not going to respond that quickly. And, like, first of all, honking at an old lady, straight to jail, like a huge crime.
Yeah, you just don't honk at old ladies.
And whatever happened to gentlemanliness.
Right?
You know,
That's
older people just aren't gentlemen anymore. Anyway, that was really wild. And, like, really ruined the day. Like, not ruined the day, but just like that's really disruptive to everybody. If I had been on a call, you guys would have heard like just honking in the background.
But also, why didn't you just pick up the phone and call somebody? Ring the doorbell. Like, there's so many other ways that you could have solved this problem.
Or wait literally 30 seconds longer and just be like, whoops, okay, here we go.
Yikes.
Yeah. Just terrible.
One of the other really crazy things I've seen lately is people doing panic moves when they have either missed their exit or want to move between the collector's lane and the express lane.
Right. Yeah.
So they'll like, you know, drive in the part between the solid lanes where you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, totally.
And it's so dangerous to do that.
Of course.
But it's like, what would happen if you just kept going straight? literally nothing. You take the next exit, your life will go on.
And the thing about on-ramps and off-ramps is that they're never close to each other. They're never super connected. It's always super hard. Yeah, turn around. It's like it really saves you, like it doesn't cost you that much time, saves you a bunch of trouble. And like it's everybody else's responsibility to deal with your bad decision.
And so I was watching this unfold because I was in the express lane, which was, bumper to bumper. So it was stopped.
Bumper to bumper.
And the other lanes were moving. So this guy decided to bail from the express lane and go to the collector's lane in that middle section, right?
Right, because they think it's free speed. They're just like, oh, there's nobody in there. I'm just going to dive in. Oh, I hate that.
But the traffic on the collector's lane was moving quick enough where he actually had to stop and wait for an opening to enter.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay, you thought that was a better idea than just waiting in the express lane.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think he actually wasted more time waiting for an opening to get in.
Totally. And then like all of a sudden you're slowing down all of the
and it is so dangerous to try to get up to highway speeds without a merge lane.
Yeah, totally.
Right? So dangerous.
Yeah, you're really dependent. Again, you're really making it everybody else's responsibility to drive safely for you. And like, that reminds me of one time I was getting off the highway and I was going towards a red light. So I wasn't going that quickly. I was like, I had just started accelerating, but I wasn't accelerating to a red light because like, what's the point? This woman behind me took umbrage and just started honking at me. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I sped up a little bit just to be like, I guess I was in her way. People have a bad day. Fine. As I was accelerating, she pulled out next to me in the next lane, which was free the whole time. Like there wasn't that much traffic. She could have been in there from the beginning. She got alongside me, glared at me, gave me the finger, and then accelerated off to a red light where we were next to each other again. And it's just like, it was so confusing to me. I still don't know if she was mad at me because I was going too slowly. Like it was totally, like I have no idea what was so upsetting to her about my behavior in that moment.
I just don't understand the need to race from stoplight to stoplight.
Totally. Yeah, it makes no sense to me. The amount that I hear people gunning it to get from light to light, it's like horrible for your fuel economy. I can't imagine it's nice to be a passenger in that car. Just like it's like launching you back and then launching you forward. And like, I don't understand. Yeah, totally. Like, drive smoothly. It's better for all kinds of reasons. Yeah.
Okay, I think we have time for one more rant, and this one really gets me.
All right.
So, in Toronto, when you're driving on the lakeshore, and right around the area where like the CNE is, right? Or like the, whatever you call that, the grounds or whatever.
Yeah,
there's a double left turn lane that veers off somewhere, like I think into like
Ontario Place
or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's only a double left turn, but there's always tons of traffic. So there's a big lineup waiting to turn left.
Yes.
And what I've seen a lot is people turning that double left turn lane into a triple left turn lane. They just decided, I didn't want to wait in line, so I'm going to just make a left turn from the going straight lane.
Look at these idiots doing things by the rules.
And that really drives me nuts because here you are basically blocking a live lane of traffic because you didn't want to wait in line.
And once again, hoping that I notice that you are stopping. Like, there are a lot of distracted drivers on the road.
Yes.
They're in a lane to go straight.
Yes.
Well, they shouldn't be expecting you to be stopped there for no reason.
And then, of course, I honk every single one of these people because I need them to know how stupid it is.
You honked them?
Yeah, I honked them because this behavior is just so selfish and so bad.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, if everyone just was a little bit more patient with everybody on the roads, it wasn't so selfish, and thought about other people that are around you and not just themselves.
Totally.
The roads would be a much happier, less stressful, and a much safer place.
Absolutely.
And I hope that we never have to do another road rage episode again.
But we're gonna, though.
We're probably gonna.
Yeah.
Well, we'll check back with you in a year from now, and I bet I'll have a whole list of other stories to tell you all about. But before this week's Ask an Expert, here is a message from your friends at AutoTrader. We at Own the Road love making car stuff simple for Canadians, and the AutoTrader app does the exact same thing. Sign up for price drop notifications, find out how much your car is worth, get an instant cash offer from a vetted dealership, get all your expert advice, and more. Download the AutoTrader app today. Just kidding. We don't actually have an Ask an Expert today. But I do want to remind you all to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, you're going to see Sebastian a lot more on there.
Me.
He's got some more interest. He's going to be appearing a lot more on our YouTube channel. And I know you all love him. So please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put so much love into all of the stuff that we make from that YouTube channel, and we hope it's very useful for you. And it would really help us out if you gave us a quick subscribe because it's free, and I really want that 100K YouTube creators trophy plaque that they give you when you hit 100,000 subscribers.
We're gonna hang it there every episode. It's gonna be right behind your head.
Yes. Yeah. I just really want that. Okay. just help me get towards that goal. But thank you all so much for being here. If any of you would like to share some of your road rage stories, or if you have questions to ask us, you can email us at expert@trader.ca. But that wraps up this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Drive safe so we don't have to have another road rage episode, and we'll see you next time.